In this video, I'll be showing you how to produce a field map for a layout, which will be used by the surveyors on site. Before you start the field map production, you need to create folders and subfolders where you will be saving your project. But for the purpose of this training, I'll be working on the desktop. You create a folder for field map. And then subfolders. For MXD, that's where you'll be saving the project. SHP for the shapefiles. CSV for the list of coordinates. And PRT for the final map. Okay, so after creating this folder, you can copy the project you're working on from the town planners folder, your folder, into the folder you want to work with, so that you have everything in one folder. Okay, so having created the folders and subfolders for this project, I will add the shapefiles into the layers panel using this add vector layer tool. Browse to the folder. And then I'll be selecting the files with .shp file extension. You hold down the Control key and then select them. Click on Open. So this is the layout design as sent in by the town planners, which we'll be working with. The next thing you do is to carry out a check on it to be sure that there are no encroachments into the roads or into buildings, to be sure that the plots are not encroaching into existing roads and or buildings. Having carried out these checks on your work, the next thing you will do is to start digitizing the points. You create a shapefile for points, which will serve as the beacons. So I'll be creating a shapefile, new shapefile layer. Then OK. Always refer to your working folder. Search for beacons. So this is it. The created shapefile has been added to the layers panel. So I'll start digitizing. You click on toggle edit. Activate the snapping tool to enable you snap at the vertex and segment. As you can see here, you enable this and you enable snapping on intersection. Apply and OK. So it's important to note that while digitizing, you will take it block by block. You digitize one block after another. You take it block by block. The reason for this is so that the beacon numbers will be added in the same manner. They'll be added in the same manner and they'll be serial. The numbers will not be random. Okay, so after digitizing, you save the layouts and then save the project. So the next thing is to add or to assign beacon numbers. To do this, you have to check if there are existing beacon numbers on the plot first. Training will be adding new beacon numbers for the purpose of this training. So to assign beacon numbers, I'll open the attribute table. Create a new field for beacon numbers. The type should be whole number. Yes, 10. Or you select text. Okay. Also, on this attribute, you should also create a field for the coordinates, the eastings and the northings. So I'll be doing that now. X is usually decimal, 20 and 3 decimal places. Okay, so at this stage now you can ask or request for the beacon numbers to be used for this project. Already I have a series I'll be working with. I'll be working with E001Z. So there are two ways you can add the beacon numbers. You can either add by clicking on this tool, identify tool. You select the tool, you click on the beacon, and then you add the beacon number. So this is one way of doing this, but in order to save time, you can do that on the attribute table. You can do it on the attribute table by running a code. Okay, let's say the beacon number starts from 9417. Let's say it's F9417G. We are starting from 9417. So instead of adding these beacon numbers one by one on the polygons, you can do that on your attribute table. So to do that, you type in this code 9416. If the next beacon number is 9417, you will type in 9416, not 9417, then plus $row num. Once it changes, then your code is correct. So want to update this field ID, I'll click on update all. So you can see the field has been updated. The field has been updated. Then I save. Then the next thing is that the beacon numbers comes with prefixes and suffixes. For this series, we're having the F and G series. So to add the F and G series on your beacon numbers, you also do this to add it. You type concat. Okay, so this is the code you use for it. As you can see, we have F and G. The F should come before the number, the beacon numbers, and then G comes afterwards. So this is how you you add your F and G series to it, prefix and suffix to it. You select the field you want to update, which is the beacon number, and then you click on update all. So you have your updated beacon numbers with the F and G series. So the next thing we should do now is to update our coordinates. You select the field you want to work on, which is the S, the eastings, and then you type $X, update all. Okay, so you update all, and then to add the nothings you click on $Y and update all. So now we've added our beacon numbers, the eastings, and the nothings. You save. So having done this, you have to label the beacon, no, the points using the beacon number field. Always remember to save your project. So after labeling with the beacon numbers, you can now start producing your field map. You can now start producing your field map using the composer. You click on project, new print composer. You type in the name. Okay. So this is the composer environment where you make your map. So these are the tools you work with. These are the tools. So the first thing you do now is to create the margin so that you can place the map, you can centralize the map. The ruler to create your margin. Okay, so having done that, you add new map using this icon. You click on this icon to add a new map. You drag it down. You can use this one to move the map content. You click on it, you can move the map content in case you want to centralize it, as you can see. Okay, for your field map, The components you should have on your field map are the title, the map, the road, the scale bar, and then the north arrow, the date of the field map production. So these are some of the components of a field map, the features you should see on the field map. And then the author photo. So I'll add the title of this map first. You click on this tool, add new label. So after typing the title, you select the font. I forgot to tell you, before you start your map, you check the scale you have to work on and the paper size. So to fit into A3 paper size. So depending on the paper size, you select the font. And then you add the scale of the map. For scale of 1:5, the face width should be 25. And then I'll add not arrow to the map. You hold down shift to have a straight arrow. Okay, so after adding the not arrow, you can then add the orthophoto and export your field map. So we'll go back to the QGIS environment to add the orthophoto. Already we have the orthophoto under the layers panel, so you wait for it to load. While it's loading, you can still go back to the composer and then refresh. So after refreshing, this is what you have. Now you can change the style of the points and the lines and the polygons from the QGIS to make it more visible. So we'll go back to the QGIS, and then from the town planners polygons, you have the Zaria plot. Okay, you go to properties, style, simple fill, transparent, make this black. You can still increase the outline width, and then okay, and all this. Okay, if you feel it's too much, you reduce it. And I'll do the same for the points. You can reduce the size of the points. It's 1.0. Okay, and then the road, you change the style of the road. This is for the roads, properties. And you go to style, simple line. Instead of solid line, you use dash line and change this to black. Project. So you can go back to the composer and refresh. So you can also make the title. You can add a background to the title to make it clearer. So this is a sample of the field map. You can still make, you can still add more features if you want to. You can add the dates, the file path, and all that. Okay, then we'll export this field map by clicking on this icon. you navigate to your project folder, click on PRT. You can save it as TPO 1151 A3, the paper size. A3 is the paper size we worked on. Then you click on save. Save. The map has been exported. So after exporting the map, you will go back to the point to export or to copy the coordinates to Excel. So I'll open the attribute table and select all, copy, and then open Excel. And then you paste. So you don't need these two fields, so you can delete them. Centralize this, make it bold, and then you save this Excel file into your work folder as .csv file format. CSV TPO 1175. You select CSV, comma delimited. Save. Okay, so now we have the field map and we have the list of the coordinates. These are the two information the surveyor needs to carry out the survey on site. This list of coordinates will be uploaded into the data logger for staking out on site, and then the field map will serve as a guide. Thank you very much for watching this video. Bye.